YouTube land! So for today's video, I'm gonna be talking about writing again. I actually made the first video in the beginning of the year, so I thought it was time to bring this back, so here I am. Before I even start this video, I just want to say that I'm not a professional writer, I just do it for fun. And I learned a few things while I tried to write something, and I decided to share with you. But you know, it's just some things that help me write, so yeah. And for today's video, I'm actually gonna talk about characters. And how you can write a character's personality, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's get started. So my first tip about how to write a character is don't make them exactly like yourself. Believe me, it doesn't work. I already tried to write characters that were pretty much exactly like me in the past, and it doesn't work because, to be honest, I'm not that interesting to be a book character, so... And I think, at least for myself, that it's not good to put all your characteristics in a character, so yeah. I think it is important that the character has something from you, but not everything, you know. I think you have to put something of yourself in a character so you can relate to him or her, but not whole of you on a character. It doesn't work, and I don't think it will be that cool to read. It might work to some people that have like super cool lives. It doesn't work with me, so yeah, that's my first tip. The second thing I want to talk is that your character needs to have flaws. Your character can't be perfect. It's not really cool to read about someone who is good in everything they do. They're completely perfect at everything, you know. Let's be honest, it's annoying. I already read things that the character was like the ultimate perfection, and it was really annoying to read because, you know, you can't really relate to that character if it's so perfect. So remember, your character needs to have flaws because no one is perfect in this world, and so shouldn't be your character. It's really good when you see a character that's bad at something and you think, oh my god, I am bad at that too. So it's kind of relatable, and if you're actually writing to people to read what you're writing, I think it's important that people can have a connection with your character, and if it is like the ultimate perfection, it doesn't work. So it's good to make the character a bit more human and more accessible, I would dare to say, to everybody who's reading it. So yeah. So the third thing I want to talk about is that your character needs to have motive, it needs to have a goal. He or she really needs to achieve something throughout the book, because it's important that the story focuses around the development of a character, and I think it was really important that the character has a goal and he or she wants to achieve something while the story happens. And when you get to the end of the book and that character actually wants what it wanted, it's actually very rewarding for me when I'm reading, because I feel very proud of the character because they achieved what they wanted since the beginning, and I just think that's awesome. So make your characters have a goal they want to achieve and work through it on your book. The last thing I want to talk about is a bit confusing because it's the same thing, but they're the opposite. And I'll try to explain myself now. So when you're writing a book, you're creating a fictional world, you're kind of the god of this world, you know. You can control everything that happens. You can control if you want to kill someone, whoever you want to be together. You can control what color they want to dress, what they do in their free time. You can choose everything. Like I said, you're kind of a god of this fictional world, you know. And I really like that idea because you can create everything at your own way. You can do everything you want, and being in control is kind of a good thing when you're writing. But I also like the idea that you have no control over your story. It's like you're writing a story that already happened, and your only job is to write what happened. So you can't control what that character did, you can't control if they die, you can't control whoever they end up together, because it's not up to you, because it already happened. You know, you're just telling a story. And I also really like that idea. Then it kind of pushes you off your comfort zone, because when you're creating, you're doing everything your own way. But when you're just telling a story about someone you can't control, you kind of have to push yourself and do things differently. It's like when someone approaches you on the street and asks for like what time is it, you don't know the story about their lives. You don't know why they have a tattoo in the right arm. You don't know why they have their hair so short, or why they decided to wear an orange shirt that specific day. You don't know that because it's their life and you have no control over it. And I like to think that if you're writing a character, sometimes it's important that you let them choose their own things, if that makes sense. You know, I know they're fictional characters and you're the one creating, but having this idea that you don't have control over them and they decided what to do, it's like you're just telling something that happened. It's not really up to you. And I really like those both concepts that's like completely opposite. One where you have control over everything in your story, and one where you have control over absolutely nothing. And I really like this idea, and I like to, you know, conciliate both of them while writing. So I guess that's it for today's video. It was really fun to talk about writing characters, and I did this video actually because I've been back into the book I wrote in NaNoWriMo, and I'm not editing. I'm translating the book to my mother language right now, so I'm kind of reliving the story all the way, and it was just really fun to see how I created the characters before, how they're now, and seeing what things I need to change in the future. So yeah, and I also would like to say that again, I'm not a professional writer. I just do it for fun, and those tips helped me, so I decided to share. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to work with you or whoever the hell's, you know, you share this video with. I would dare to say this is more like a personal thing, so those are things that I like to do while writing a character, so I hope you enjoy it too. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoy it, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, comment below, share, whatever you prefer, and I will see you again next week. Bye guys!